Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Let's dive into what might be one of the most exciting and potentially transformative rumors of the NFL season so far. The Detroit Lions, sitting comfortably at 5-2 and riding high on their division-leading performance, are eyeing a game-changing move that could elevate their secondary and reshape their entire defensive outlook for the postseason. The buzz around the league is pointing towards a possible trade for Jaylon Johnson, the highly regarded cornerback from the Chicago Bears. And let me tell you, this isn't just speculative chatter. It's backed by some of the most trusted insiders in the game, like Adam Schefter and Rossini, who are confirming that there's real momentum behind this potential blockbuster. The gist of it: the Lions, with their current cap space of around $8 million, are looking to bolster a secondary that has shown moments of vulnerability, especially after losing a key piece like Joseph to injury, which will keep him out through Week 9. Now, the Bears, sitting at a modest 3-5 in their rebuild phase, are open to trading Johnson in exchange for a third-round pick in the 2026 draft. That's a significant move for the Bears. They're prioritizing building their offensive line, which is reflected in their PFF grade of 66. And are willing to part ways with a young, elite shutdown corner to gain draft capital and focus on their rebuild. But why would the Lions be so interested? Well, Johnson, at just 26 years old, is a true lockdown corner, a player who can completely change the dynamic of a secondary. Think of a player with the coverage ability reminiscent of prime Jalen Ramsey, someone who's as sticky in man coverage as anyone in the league. Last season, Johnson was limited by injury to just one game but still managed to rack up 2 solo tackles. His career stats: an impressive 174 solo tackles, 7 interceptions, and 49 pass deflections, with a career PFF grade of 88. Remarkably high for a cornerback. He's known for his aggressive coverage, boasting a 70% success rate versus press and an 85% success rate in preventing big plays. His ability to shut down top receivers and prevent YAC, yards after catch, averages around 3 yards, which is stellar. Let's take a closer look at his 2025 stats, which, despite being limited by injury, still show his elite potential. In that one game he played, Johnson contributed 2 solo tackles, had a PFF grade of 79, and was targeted 4 times, allowing only 2 completions for a total of 50 yards, a 50% completion rate. He didn't allow any touchdowns or pass deflections, and his yards per target were just 6. His run support grade this season: an impressive 82, and he's known for his tackling consistency, missing only about 3% of his tackles, which is pretty remarkable for a corner. Now, what makes Johnson so appealing? Well, his ability to match up against top receivers, his big play prevention, and his knack for creating turnovers are exactly what the Lions need to elevate their secondary. The team's current secondary, after losing Joseph, has been somewhat exposed, especially in coverage against deep threats. Adding Johnson would give Detroit a true island corner, someone who can not only shadow the opponent's best receiver but also generate turnovers, which are crucial in tight games. His career, as mentioned earlier, is dotted with big moments: 7 interceptions and 49 pass breakups, highlighting his playmaking ability. His stats versus press coverage are outstanding, with a success rate of 70%, and he's proven to be effective in big play prevention, intercepting passes 85% of the time when targeted in such situations. Plus, his ability to generate turnovers, forced fumbles in particular, could be a game-changer for Detroit's defense, which has been solid but sometimes lacking that extra punch in creating takeaways. On the other side, the Bears are in a different phase. Their defense, allowing around 27 points per game, is still a work in progress. They also have the challenge of managing their salary cap, which is around $7 million, and they're looking to extend players like Williams, which means they need to generate assets now. Trading Johnson for a third-round pick makes sense for them. They gain draft capital and can focus on their rebuild, especially on the offensive line, which they're prioritizing based on their PFF grade of 66. For the Lions, this move would be a massive upgrade. With Johnson in the fold, they'd be adding a player who could potentially add 5 interceptions over the course of a season or more, and cut down the passing yards allowed by roughly 200 yards per game. His addition would boost the secondary's overall PFF grade by about 7.4 points, transforming it from a decent unit into a feared one. When paired with Arnold, who's been playing at an elite level with a PFF grade of 82. Detroit would have a secondary that could rival the best in the league. It's a pairing that could turn the Lions into a veritable no-fly zone, especially against division rivals like the Vikings, where stopping deep balls has been a challenge. Furthermore, the impact of this trade extends beyond just the regular season. It's about positioning the Lions for a deep playoff run, especially in the highly competitive NFC. Their Super Bowl odds, which currently sit around plus 2,000, could see a significant boost. Could they move to plus 1,300? Absolutely. Such a move would make Detroit one of the more dangerous teams in the playoffs, especially if Johnson can replicate or even surpass his career-best interception numbers. Historically, cornerback trades like the Gilmore deal in 2019 with the Patriots elevated their secondary into one of the league's best, and Johnson's potential impact for Detroit could be just as significant, if not more. The numbers speak for themselves. Adding Johnson would not only improve the secondary, but also give the Lions a strategic advantage against top quarterbacks, especially in high-stakes games. Opposing QBs would face a more aggressive, more disciplined secondary, and with Johnson's ability to prevent big plays and force turnovers, the Lions could see their points allowed per game drop from 21 to around 18. That might not sound like a huge shift, but in the NFL, every point counts, especially in close games. And let's not forget, this move isn't just about immediate gains. It's about building a foundation for sustained success. The Lions have been trending upward for a few seasons now, but to truly establish themselves as a dominant force, they need to address their secondary, which has shown flashes of brilliance but also moments of vulnerability. Johnson is the kind of player who can anchor that unit, create a culture of toughness, and elevate everyone around him. His presence could also have a ripple effect, boosting turnovers and sacks indirectly, as the defensive front benefits from a secondary that can cover longer and force quarterbacks into hurried throws. Looking at the bigger picture, the NFC is shaping up to be a fiercely competitive environment, and the Lions are positioning themselves as serious contenders. The addition of Johnson would tip the scales further in their favor, especially with their current 5-2 record. The division is still wide open, and with this upgrade, Detroit could very well be the team to beat, not just in the NFC North but across the conference. Now you might be wondering, what about the risks? Sure, trading a future third-round pick is a gamble, but in today's NFL, elite corners don't grow on trees. Johnson's age, his proven track record, and his fit within Detroit's defensive scheme make him a valuable asset. Plus, the Lions' coaching staff has shown a knack for maximizing their players' talents, and adding Johnson would give them more flexibility and depth in the secondary, which is crucial in today's pass-happy league. In conclusion, this rumored trade is shaping up to be one of the most exciting developments of the season. The Lions aren't just looking to make a playoff appearance, they're aiming for greatness. Adding Jaylon Johnson could be the move that propels them into that next echelon, giving them a secondary that can match up with the best and turn the tide in their favor during crunch time. It's a bold move, but if it happens, it could be remembered as one of the smartest decisions in Lions history, setting up a future where Detroit isn't just a playoff team, but a serious Super Bowl contender. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move for Jaylon Johnson? Do you believe it's the right step towards elevating the team to Super Bowl glory? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions. Are you excited about the possibility? Do you think Johnson can be the piece that finally pushes Detroit over the edge? I know many of you are already dreaming of deep playoff runs and maybe even that elusive Super Bowl. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. This season is shaping up to be one of the most thrilling in recent memory, and with moves like these, the Lions are positioning themselves as genuine contenders. Thanks for sticking with me, Lions fans. Let's keep that passion alive and continue building towards greatness.